Giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, the honor to the elders of GMS. Also, salutations to all the Akim out there that's pushing this truth. Also, shalom to the rest of the hopeful elect. I think I'm going to title this, Be Careful How You Run, all right? Or Run with Wisdom, either one, Because in this walk, man, you got to always be vigilant, uh, you got to always see the angles, where Satan is trying to trap you, all right, or entangle you, with this present world. And if you're not wise enough, all right, to identify it, okay, you're gonna fall short, all the time. So you're just not gonna make it, all right. And that's the thing about being in this truth, all right. We are in this truth to grow, grow as man, okay, and realize, when you're going off, or know when to fix certain shit, you know. That's why the Lord gave us this knowledge, man. Not to just go out there and quote 1,000 precepts. Anybody can do that, you know. But let's start right here in Hebrews 12:1. Wherefore it seems we also are compassed about with a great cloud of witness. Let us lay aside every weight. You see, everything that's holding us back. Like it says in the what's that, second Esdras, right? It says, let not thou sins weigh thee down, man. Or any other thing, that's in your way. Check out that word "way" too, right? Uh, whatever is prominent, you see, whatever is prominent. So that can be anything that's in your life that can get in the way of you serving the Lord correctly, you know. Because when you have certain things in your life or things that you love, things that you're into, all right, that can become a distraction, all right, that can stop you from examining yourself, stop you from, seeing your flaws or where you're going off at in this truth, okay? It says, hence, a burden, a weight, right? And it's not written, right? Because like the Lord said, cast out burdens upon me, right? But you got some brothers in this truth, they take on unnecessary burdens too. But let's grab that scripture. All right. That's what the Lord said. Hold on. Let's look for that scripture. Be. Yeah, I think this is right here. Let me see. Oh, I don't think so. All right, let's put it in. All right, here we go. Right. That one in Ezra is good too, right? That's 55 and 22 in the book of Psalms. It says, cast out burden upon the Lord, and he shall sustain thee. You see? So if that's another thing. If you're casting your burdens upon the Lord, right, they give you time to examine yourself, right? But you know what Jake do? Jake go pick up other burdens, right? Which causes you to go off, which causes you to, stay blind in this truth or just never grow, you know? In this truth, you got to have the mindset of, fuck everything, except this truth, that all should really matter. Of course you're gonna have a life, you're gonna have a woman, you're gonna have kids if you have those things, if you have a job, but that's not your priority, right? But the burdens, man, all right, things you can't fight against, you just gotta cast it upon the Lord, and let him handle handle certain things for you, man. But also, like I was saying, you can't take on unnecessary burdens too. It says, he shall never suffer the righteous to be moved. You see? Now, some of you allow yourself to be moved, all right? Paul spoke about this, all right? Being steadfast, unmovable in the truth, okay? You got to know when Satan is trying to rock you, get you off your rocker, you know. It says, but thou, O Yahweh, thou shalt bring them into the pit of the I'm gonna stop right there, right? But you gotta know when Satan is trying to get you out your off your rocker. Hold on. Let's grab another scripture. I don't got this one written down. Matter of fact, I did want to read that other scripture too, though. Hold on. Let's read that in the book of Esdras. Then we get to that. That's another thing, man. You gotta learn how to trust in the Lord. Jake don't trust in the Lord like that, man. And that's why they lean to, other outlets, but besides, besides Yahweh Shai, which is weak. It says, this Ezra's 14 and 13. Let's read from 13. Now therefore set thy house in order, reprove thy people, comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption, right? See, Jake, the other thing, some brothers still be walking in corruption, all right? When I had ties with this present world, it says, let go of the mortal thoughts. You see? Basically, what our mind is supposed to be on the heavenly things, on the spiritual things. Cast away the burdens of man. You see, you gotta cast away this present world, right? And you gotta realize when you might be going back into that world too. Brothers act like we ain't never seen people fall off from this truth, that done went back into the world, and they're living their lives, as they wasn't never in this truth. It says, put off the weak nature. Some of you have is weak nature, man. Not a manly nature. Some of you weak for pussy. Some of you is word I'm looking for. I'll just say some of you are not solid, can't be depended on, can't be trusted. You have a weak ass nature, man. And set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste to flee these times. You see, you're supposed to be hasting to flee these times, man. Not go back into this present world, Because look, the Lord gave us this wisdom for a reason, all right? So we can examine everything, look at everything, but also mainly examine yourself, or I'm talking about us right now, because the main thing is us, So let's go back to that in Hebrews, right? It says, and lay aside every weight and sin which doeth easily beset us. Let's look up that word beset too. Skillfully surrounding, right? So everywhere you see is sin, Well around, that is a competitor, a racer, you see. And that's part of the race, You just don't, like I said, you just don't run this race any kind of way, Especially if you're doing like an obstacle course, right? Or any race. You just don't go full fledged out, and just get the running, No, you gotta pace yourself, That's why it's written. Hold on, let's grab this. Matter of fact, let's go. I think it's Ecclesiastes 9:11. Ecclesiastes 9:11. It says, and I returned and saw under the sun the race is not unto the swift. You see? Some of you is just running, as fast as you can. That's not running with wisdom. Don't you know you can gas out? If you ever done ran track, right? I used to run the 400, which that's just one lap around the track, And if you just took off fast, once you hit that curve, that first curve, you're really done, You go at a medium fast pace. Not you know, you just don't gun it. Some of you are just running, You're not running with wisdom, you know. This is how you're walking. Oh, let me finish this. It says, I'm gonna show you how you walk. Nor the battle is strong. It says, nor the battle to the strong. Because why? You gotta be wise, Anybody can be strong. Anybody can have, brute force. Neither yet bread to the wise, nor yet riches to the man of understanding, and nor yet favor to the man of skill. But time and chance happeneth to all men, right? Now let's go to Peter. That's what Peter said, man. First Peter. Damn. Let me see. Let's see something real quick. I don't think that's it. Let's go to Second Peter. Let me put in Gal. I think that'll pop up. Right, here we go. First Peter, second chapter. Okay. What the hell? Hold on. Let me go back and look at that. Okay. Right, listen, it says, wherefore, laying aside all malice and all guile and all hypocrisy. You see, that's how some brothers is walking. All right. Those attributes you're supposed to get rid of, malice and guile, Then it says, and hypocrisies, Know what hypocrisy means? Let's see. It says the acting of a stage player, see, being a hypocrite, you see? That's where the word hypocrite comes from. You just putting on the act, dissimulation, hypocrisy, you see? And envies and all evil speakings, As a newborn babe, we desire the sincere milk of every word that ye may grow thereby. All right, and that's what and I mentioned that earlier. All right, you're supposed to be growing in his faith. I mentioned running, right? And I mentioned the 400, right? You learn how to run that 400. You don't run it the same, every single time, especially if you run against somebody that's just as good as you. So when you hitting that first curve, you might have to pick up the tempo, you see? So it's about growth, You got to know when to pace yourself and, not really pace yourself, That's the growth of, being this truth. It says that ye may grow thereby. It says, if so be ye have tasted that the Lord is gracious. You see? It's a beautiful thing to be in this truth, man. You tasted that the Lord is gracious, all right? With that word gracious, all right? Fit, useful, virtuous, good, manageable, mild, pleasant. Let's see. More pleasant. It says of kind. He said of people kind, benevolent, better, easy, goodness, kind. You see, this is a beautiful thing. It's a kind thing that the Lord actually revealed you. All right, well, revealed this truth unto you. But some of you brothers, you want to put in the work to become a better you. Being an outstanding citizen amongst the potential elect. You're forgetting what's in front of you, right? And that's the goal. Paul spoke about pushing towards that that goal, or what he said, not pressing towards the mark. That's what Apostle Paul said, pressing towards the mark, But some of you were, hey, some of you ain't pressing at all, So that's Matter of fact, let's go to the book of Corinthians real quick. Let me see. I'll find it. All right. All right, this is a good one too, right? All right, this is what David says. He says, "For I have walked in my integrity, I have trusted also, Lord. Therefore shall I not slide." Right? It says, but he's asking to the Lord to examine him. He says, "Examine me, O Lord, prove me, my reins, my heart." So look, he's saying, "Lord, look, you know what's in my head, you know what's on my mind, examine me. You know I'm trying to do right." Do some of y'all, can y'all say that as David said it? Just for thy love and kindness is before me. It is before my eyes. Talking about this truth. And I see it, and I have walked in truth. I have not sat with the vain persons, neither will I go to the disassemblers. I've hated the congregation of evildoers and will not sit with the wicked. All right, I'm gonna stop right there. Which that's one of the scripture that I wanted. About to go to the book of Corinthians, but that had to come out. 2 Corinthians, all right, 13 and 5 says, "Examine yourselves." Right, the word examine. Right, there's nothing here. Try yourselves. In other words, hey, to try whether a thing can be done or attempt to endeavor. That's the word examine means. To try and make trial. See? Hell, you got to try yourself. You got to, another thing, it's just not the Lord trying that. You have to try yourself too, or what? Examine yourself. You got to buckle down and discipline on certain things, but whatever you need to work on, you know. That's why Book of James speaks about it's him looking in the mirror. I probably grab it. It says, "Examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves." You see? Prove your own selves. I always make this reference. Michael Jackson said, "I'm talking to the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. Know ye not your own selves, and how that Yahweh Shai is in you, except ye be reprobate." Right? Is Yahweh Shai in you? Then Paul goes on to say this: I trust that ye know that we are not reprobates. Right? Do you know that? Where's your mindset at? But let's go to that in the book of James. James 1, I think it's the 23rd chapter. No, what? Same thing, almost written like Peter has wrote, in Second Peter. But they telling you to lay away these certain things, man, and examine yourself. It says, "Wherefore lay apart all filthiness and superfluity of naughtiness." So I give receive with meekness the engrafted word, which is able to save your souls. Right? So you supposed to be humble in this truth. All right, receive with meekness. It says, "But be ye doers of the word, and not just hearers, only deceiving your own selves." Yeah, a lot of you forget, right? Or like it says in Book of Revelations, "Remember your first love," right, and do the first works. You forget, how far you came, and you start to deviate back to those old ways, Like the scriptures say, the Lord called us into a glorious light. Now when you go back into darkness, why would you go back to old ways, Why wouldn't you examine yourself, Rather you be in the faith. It says, "And if any be a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like unto a man beholding his natural face in the glass." Yeah, what you see is what you get. Yeah, you are that individual that you see in the glass, right? That's you. Okay? Now, I did run across this too, reading some of the commentaries too. In fact, yeah, let's read this. This is the Clark one, right? It says, the metaphor is simple, very expressive. A man wishes to see his own face and how, in its natural state, it appears for the purpose he looks into the mirror, by which his real face, with all his blemishes and imperfections, is exhibited. He is affected with his own appearance. Yeah, and it should affect you. His deformities that might be remedied and spotted, superfluities and impurities that might be removed. Yeah, but that's the thing, right? They're not going to be removed if you ain't working on yourself. Right? He continues to look into the mirror. He is affected and wishes himself to be different to what he appears and forms purposes of doing. Right? Basically, you just, in this truth, doing the hell what you want to do. I'll do another one. Let me see. Let's click on Clark's. Which I think both all of them basically say the same thing. See what pools say. Which they going on. But anyways, let's grab one more scripture. This is Proverbs 28, I think. This is Proverbs 28 and 26. He that trusteth in his own heart is a fool, right? Because really you're supposed to, trust in the spirit, walk in the spirit. But it says, whosoever walketh wisely, he shall be delivered. See, and that's how we want to walk. We want to walk wisely in this thing, so we can receive salvation, So with that, give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. That will honor to the elders of GMS. Also, shalom to the rest of the whole elect. Peace.